Hey, I'm Molly Sims.
And I'm Emese Gormley. We're two girls obsessed with one thing, beauty.
And by that, we mean everything that makes you look
And feel.
beautiful.
We're calling on our favorite health experts, industry insiders, and friends to answer all your beauty questions.
With a drink in hand.
Definitely with a drink in hand.
You're listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims. I don't know about you, but I think there's something really powerful about starting over, especially you didn't plan it, whether it's a breakup, a move, and in this case, losing your dream job. Sometimes life forces us to reset, and boy, have we reset.
I mean, and it's one of those things that when it happens, it's very easy to focus on what you lost, but I also think it's an opportunity to rediscover or find something new and turn it into something powerful. And today's guests are the prime example of that.
We are talking the ultimate cool girls, it girls, you name it. Laura Brown, Kristina O'Neill, two fashion media icons. And we're going to go through a little bit of their history, but leading InStyle, leading WSJ Magazine to being, well, let go.
That's a nice way to say it.
Thank you. Got fired.
Yeah.
And now we are talking about their new book called All the Cool Girls Get Fired. We are so happy to have you. It's how to let go of being let go and come back on top. And I just want to say, I was like looking, we read the book, but here are your contributors, as you know. But for our listeners, you got to read this book. Your kids need to read this book. Oprah Winfrey, Jamie Lee Curtis, Lisa Kudrow, Katie Couric, Carol Burnett. It's amazing. Listen, we both know you separately. And, you know, to us, you are icons. We grew up with you. We grew up with you leading these incredible, you know, the Wall Street Journal, the InStyle. Like, I don't know those publications without you. You know, I really mean that.
We're that generation of fashion. I mean, I was on the PR side with you guys.
We were coming up together.
We were like the old guard.
And we wanted to have you guys on because our listeners, a lot of times, like us, need a reset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they don't know how to do it. And you're going to talk and you'll hear from two incredibly chic women, Laura Brown. Let's start with you.
Okay. So God, can you just like be a hat woman forever? Everywhere we go, we just push Sims out in front and say nice things. Thank you. Because we've been already up for 9 hours at 10 a.m. So
Laura Brown.
Hello.
Talk a little bit about, for our listeners who don't know where you came from, give a little bit of a history.
Australia, hint, hint.
Australia. I came from the farm. In Sydney, Australia. You know, I was a farmer's daughter in Sydney, and then myself and my mum moved to central Sydney, and all the way through, you know, primary school, high school, all I wanted to do was be in magazines. So I studied that. I, you know, did we call interning work experience. Did work experience at all these magazines and studied it in college, and was just dead set on that being my road. And it was in that era where this would have been like really early 90s when all the Vogues and the Harper's Bazaars from the US would arrive like fairy dust in the mail. It was so other because I grew up so far away. We grew up without the internet. So there was this huge mythology to me of this business that I really was so desperate to get into. So yeah, I moved to, I lived in London for a couple of years and then moved to New York on September the 4th, 2001. With 1.5 friends, I like to say, and about $5,000. And randomly, on September the 10th, 2001, the night before September 11th, I was at the Marc Jacobs show where I happened to meet one Kristina O'Neill.
Stop.
Go figure.
Go figure.
Yeah. So
Isn't that
Were
tiny?
you at Wall Street? Were you at WSJ?
I was at Harper's Bazaar then.
You were at Harper's, I remember that.
Yeah. So I did a decade at Bazaar, which is where Laura and I later overlapped, and then a decade at WSJ.
And what was it like kind of reimagining InStyle? Because that is what everyone knew. You made such a legacy brand per se. Not that it wasn't modern, but you made it modern, you made it fresh, you switched it and you made it cool.
Oh, thank you. No, it was a very, it was a huge magazine, very stately, very, it'd been going for a long time, very Hollywood. And like all things, and especially coming into it, it was 2016 when I arrived and Trump was elected, and then we ended up through COVID and BLM and all of these things. We just had to reflect the culture and who was really shaping that. It wouldn't be enough to just have a celebrities closet tour,
What's in your bag?
In 2020. Exactly. I mean, I love a rifle through a bag, but you know what I mean? And we also felt like a certain responsibility over that time because people were very isolated. There was so much going on. So yeah, I just took a really big swing. I was like, and we went through 3 different owners there. Yeah, and we were like, we did crazy stuff. We put Dr. Fauci on a cover. We did really mad things.
Joe Biden
and Obama, and I feel like I left nothing on the field there. It was, and we had all these different owners of the magazine, and they sort of let me go, until they didn't. But it was really, if you have a platform like that, and I say that to the diminishing folks who still do in magazines, I say, you better take a swing. Because if you're just sitting there like safe, just trying to keep your advertisers and keep yourself above water, you're going to die.
You're dead in the water.
So I'm very proud of the fact that I didn't leave anything on the table there.
Kristina, what about you? I mean, I know Harper's Bazaar, how many years? 10?
Yeah, I said 10. I was actually there for 12. 12 years. Wow. So I started there in the year 2000. I left in October 2012, started at the Wall Street Journal, and stayed there until April 2023.
And again, with the Wall Street Journal was not cool.
Was not what you expected a fashion publication, but you did. You made it. Like
that was the freedom, right? It was such a blank slate.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the luxury of being wrapped in this incredibly sophisticated news organization. So the audience was there, and we knew that the eyeballs and the interests were there, and certainly the sort of like purchasing power of that audience was, I don't think there's anything like it in the world. But coming in, we were able to take those swings because there was no expectation.
Yeah, I love that, because there was we talked to our kids, I'm like, you have to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't swing the bat, if you don't keep swinging, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it's a different time now. I think it's what you said.
You can't make mistakes
You
as
can't
easily.
make mistakes, but if you don't, you're kind of going to sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's a bigger conversation in a way because I think that what we ran platforms that we were the bosses of, but that were involved a whole bunch of different people. I think you guys are proof of this. The platform can be the individual now. You know what I mean? So this is yours, and somebody can create their own thing on their own now, which is thrilling. Vulnerable, all of those things at the same time because you own it, but you're also really, really exposed. So the risks are often higher, but the rewards are greater, as you know. So the media landscape has changed so much, even in the 3.5 years since we got.
So let's talk about that because I think that's
no, it's too sensitive. We couldn't possibly discuss it.
But first, take us back to that moment. You're at the top of your game.
Mm-hmm.
You are 2 of the chicest women I've met ever. I've followed your careers for 20 plus years, as has Emese. What was that moment?
I don't want to brag, but I was fired first. Myself and my whole team, which they characterize as the InStyle print team, were let go in February 2022. Just on a Zoom one day. And
On a Zoom?
On a Zoom, yeah. Because we weren't back in the office yet. I was glad of.
And
because
you had
I just
no heads up.
No, I had 20 minutes. No, I had a little bit of notice from my immediate boss, who was a lovely lady, and she called me up, and actually my husband made a joke because he liked to turn and be like, "Oh, Liz, this can't be good." And then she's on the phone with an HR professional. There's always an HR professional. And so she gives me the news, and I was like, and I literally got fired at my dining table where I was doing my Zooms, And so 20 minutes later, my whole team was called for an all hands meeting, which I always joke sounds like kumbaya, but you're always getting fired.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're just getting canned at an all hands. And so we all got the script and we all got canned. And then very quickly, as you wouldn't look at this woman and go, "This is a statesman." I tried to be. And I got everyone back on this particular Zoom link. I said, "Come back and, right away." And I said to the team, which in a weird way became a lot of the spine of this book, which was from my babies to people who'd been there for 20 years. I said, your work is yours. What you've learned is yours. You take this with you. Don't give it up to them. Don't give them the power over you. Own it.
And what you've accomplished is yours.
And what you've accomplished is yours. It's not the company's. It doesn't go. And that's really the premise of, what we went on to write later. So yeah, that was 3.5 years ago. And then 14 months after me,
Kristina.
Yes. So the context at the Journal was we had a new editor-in-chief of the newspaper, and she had started earlier in the year. Her first official day, I think, was February 1st or so. And, February went by and March went by, and I had been trying to get time with her, but there was so much, global sort of like geopolitical things happening. We had the colleague who had been detained in Russia. There was like an earthquake. It was like chaos.
Everything.
It was
Like,
never the right time.
the Journal is a, like I said, a sort of like very complex organization. So I was sort of like down in my corner thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to keep doing a good job.
Because as we all know, when people bring in new regimes, new money comes in,
Yeah.
new heads come in. A lot
and
of
they
times
want their people.
They want
Yeah.
their people. It is what it is. My husband will always say, if you are at a job long enough, you will get fired.
You will get fired.
Yeah.
So, but time kept going by. So then I started to almost have the reverse psychology where I was like, oh, maybe I'm safe, right? Because nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then at the end of April, we finally had time together, and the meeting changed from her office about 10 minutes before. The meeting changed from her office to the HR office.
You always know when it's
Yeah.
HR is going to be on the call or the Zoom as well.
Do you remember when I got fired?
Yes.
I got fired.
No.
What I love so much about you guys, being brave enough to tell the story, because I think a lot of people, there's shame, right? Initially of being let go, whether it's
There's
framed
shame,
in
there's
fight.
shock.
There's
More importantly.
all of it.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like
yeah.
embarrassing. I was embarrassed to tell I didn't tell my parents. It was right before Christmas. I didn't want them to worry. So I was too scared to tell my parents. And I think that the one thing I look back on in hindsight, and I think you guys will agree, is it was the best fucking thing that happened to me.
Yeah, if someone tells you that at the
Best
time that
thing.
you want to punch them, smack
You're like,
them, kiss
oh,
her.
this
Don't
is
give
good
me
for
that.
you.
Kiss her, and you're
Don't
like,
worry.
Shut up.
You're going to learn from this. You're like, okay.
I'm going to choke you.
And I
I'm
had
gonna kill
just
you right
turned
now.
down a job. I had just turned down a job the week before. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay here.
Right,
And I ended
right.
up going to that job. That ended up being DVF. And it ended up being the favorite part, my most favorite part of my career. And it was
Wow.
Had to
truly...
work with Paula Sutter.
I had
yeah.
I had the
Damn.
best, and I was with Diane every day.
Cut back to HR. This is
I
important.
texted Laura
Yeah.
from underneath the table because I had the same, this is happening. I'm in shock. Do I need a lawyer? What do I not
Yes,
know?
you do.
Always.
About the situation. And Laura ended up being that resource for me.
Yeah.
And thank God. But it was really me trying to immediately process all of these things while they're pushing a packet of paper at me.
And they're like, sign this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like a beetle on its back, and you're like, what do I do?
It's
Yeah.
kind of gross. I hate to say that. I know it's legal and everybody's protecting themselves, but when you kick someone on the ground and then you're like, sign this,
Yeah, but
you're
there's
like,
so many,
especially when you're young. I was young. I was
Bless
young.
in the HR folks' defense, it's you've got to be unimpeachable. You've got to get all that signed off. But one of the things that and what we found, I'm sure with you too, especially with a threat of having to be out of the country, there's so many things you don't know
So
that
many
you have to
things.
find out so fast.
Yeah.
And you Googling a lawyer, asking someone to do this. I was trying to get through the healthcare.gov site to work out what was going on. So all of this, when Kristina got canned, I had some knowledge, for sure. But it hit us, that maybe we'd accrued some knowledge and maybe some other folks could actually benefit from it because it's
Yeah.
amazing.
That was
You're
really
very,
the genesis for the book.
yeah.
Well, I think, and that's, unfortunately, people are getting let go more and more now. I think there's a
Just
lot
this
going
week,
on.
last week again.
But
yeah.
I think that it's to
This
view
week
it as an
especially,
opportunity.
Which is crazy.
Which one?
This week.
This week in media in New York, last week Amazon, everything. It's no, it's a absolute epidemic now of job loss, and so to be as prepared as you possibly can and to take it on the chin and be able to move on. That's what we sort of did, but we want everyone to be able to be more armed.
How long did it take you to be like, swallow really hard? I'm going to pick myself back up. Was it days? Was it months? Was it a year? What did that
I'd
look
say
like?
probably a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not days. I think, I was in shock. I was completely blindsided. And because I think I was one of one, there wasn't that kind of oh, there's some force larger than than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they made the decision to close InStyle
It was
Print,
35
that was
of us.
35 people. You know, when they're closing
And
down
that wasn't
entire
a singular decision.
Yeah.
It was a decision, we're shutting down.
We're shutting
print.
down a
Yeah.
part of this organization.
You know,
But,
so I
yeah.
think when things close or when a show ends, you know, when there's circumstantial, you know, forces that are bigger than you, this actually felt like someone sat and they were like, okay, let's get to her now. Like she's got to go.
When we, Kristina got, let go and we met for this drink, just a week or so later. And on the way down to the drink, I said, we're going to take this Instagram picture of ourselves and look really cute and caption all the cool girls get fired, because we knew what our worth was and we knew we were good at what we did. And this just happened to us. And we were quite stubborn about it. And then we brought some ego into it.
There is
we were
power in owning it.
Exactly. There's sort of a seminal moment in a weird way, it sounds like self-own, but actually in a good way. Like we're owning our abilities and our experience, what you will stand for, what you won't anymore, what you'll, and what you'll keep quiet and what you'll announce. Like it's just, that's all what you earn through.
What advice would you guys give to, because anyone that's listening that's either going, maybe not just fired, but having something really hard?
What does the comeback look like?
Yeah, I mean, I gave myself time. Like I was, we say in the book, obviously how much time you can take depends on your financial situation.
Yeah.
And, I was very conscious of not like beating myself up about it, because while I couldn't explain it, I was clearly singled out at the same time, to the point of, a new regime, wanting to bring, their people, make sort of structural changes to the organization. Like my boss brain can rationalize that. Like I could sit there and be like,
sometimes that truly is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So
They want to cut a salary.
yeah. I mean, they don't tell you that you're getting fired because you're too expensive.
But we all told you
know. That's what my friend said. I would love to be too expensive, unfortunately. But I think I had to, I was the one who sort of like lost the job I went to every single day, and the office and the routine.
Was that hard for your identity?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my job was I was wrapped in it. But I think to Laura's point, knowing that I was really good at my job, and when you do get fired, you get this sort of like public display of, people can get outraged for you.
Yeah.
There was a lot of lovely.
Your LinkedIn was alive.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We call it like it's like reading beautiful eulogies about yourself, but you're still alive.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I am terrific. Oh my God, I am so gifted. Thank you so much, Denise. No, all of that is
So
really
that's what
lovely.
happens when it's public, right? Like
and
people
if you're-
can
Support you
comment
and
if you're-
rally around you.
support you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And I would say, just to answer that earlier question of what one of the really early things to do is be honest.
Yeah.
Because the minute it already sucks. The minute you start to spin or obfuscate or lie, you are just delaying your recovery, and for what? Because of some idea or
And
because
there's
of,
so many people in media who lie about it. I mean, at least maybe now when,
Well, it's just
it is
bad
what it
everywhere.
is and it's an epidemic, like Laura said.
Yeah.
But in our era, people would leave under mysterious circumstances.
What came next?
What came next was the response to that Instagram was so overwhelming that particular night, which I always like to qualify. We decided to do while sober, and it's just this sort of this deluge of women, just going, oh my God, wow, they said, oh wow, legends, or actually that was me too, or well, how this, how that, and it just kept going and kept going and kept going, and so the next morning, Kristina called me and had enough presence of mind then to be like, I think there's a lot of layoffs happening even then, which was 2.5 years ago. So people could probably do with this information. And so that's when the idea of the book was born, literally from that post.
Real life logistics. You get fired, you don't have a visa, you don't have insurance, you might be living above your means.
Yeah.
You kind of give women a checklist
Mm-hmm.
on what to do and how to navigate that. For you both, you're married, you have a family.
Well, money,
Yeah.
was
And
like
not having it.
healthcare. Like those, I think, were our biggest concerns right out of the gate.
Mm.
Not even getting to the sort of like reputational
Yeah.
and like rebuild phase. Like it was the immediate concern I had was, oh shit, my entire family's on my healthcare. How am I gonna, what's the stopgap?
Yeah.
Navigating the Cobra website literally
I remember
moved
that.
us to tears.
You end up in
we were
hospital.
able to laugh
trying get
about it
healthcare.
now.
Yeah. No, it is very, no, I think that you've got to face, like, we literally sort of put the chapters in the book in the order of panic. It's like a terror alert, you know, it's like money, health insurance. You've got to get down to brass tacks, but also, again, the honesty is really, really helpful with your friends and family, and be like, I can't go out to that dinner this week. I don't have the money.
Can't go on vacation.
All that. Like, be upfront, because it happens in cycles with everyone. And
Well, you
also
still
just
want to try to pretend like you're carrying on.
Yes, but not to a way that you're disadvantaging yourself.
Correct.
Because you're trying to, like, be like the duck on the pond, with the legs going.
Yeah.
But, also just things like, we had some great advice, like one of our experts saying, when you go to the supermarket, like, bring cash. Like, don't, because we're bip, 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 and suddenly, $200 is gone on cashews. And, being
Whole Foods, whole paycheck.
These moments, of like being acutely aware of your spending. There's pride in that. And there's this small incremental things. When you feel your power's been taken away, you get power from managing these smaller
Little
things. Getting some money off your cable bill. Like, whatever. Oh, look what I did today. Look how I managed my life. And reminding yourself of your own competence is really the best way to kind of
and knowing
stand up
where
straighter.
you want to spend the money and save the money. When we talk about this all the time, like, because we love fashion and we love bags and we love shoes, but at the same time, like, I remember my mom saying, she was always she's like, I know you love these things and you've always wanted these things, but just remember, they will get old and they will become
last year's news.
News. And she was always like on me about saving and on me about like investing in something in real estate. And honestly, it served me so well just to become conscious. But I think we all get caught up on that. I think when you get fired, it's really like, oh boy, let's go.
Yeah.
It's do or die time, right? And there's great investing advice in the book from, we talked to a whole ream of experts who.
How was that? Was it so fun to be able to go to school and dive into Katie Couric and Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, yeah. No, it was
the ladies.
It's the great, we deliberately chose sort of very well-known, highly successful women because two things. It doesn't matter. We well know that having more money than less money makes life a bit easier, and gives you more time. But the feeling when you get fired is the same shared by everyone,
no
like
matter
shit,
who you are.
right? So And then the women were also chosen because, yes, they were in a situation where our girl is, or where we were on the couch going, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? But also their success from this baseline serves to fire up your dreams a little bit too, you know? And so that was really important to us. But no, every single woman that we spoke to had an incredibly distinct, almost muscle memory of the day they got fired and what people said. What Oprah remembers, the beverage
the guy was drinking,
you know, who fired her was Fanta. Well, it's really funny. It's like it's also like in Instagram. You remember the bad comment, not the good ones. You remember those bad things. And women at the height of their power, your Oprah, all of these women, just getting sort of what's the word? Right, I made a word. Re-angry, but all over again and taking themselves back to that place. But we structured each of those stories into what happened, what next, and what I learned. So very, very distinct. Like, here's the situation. Here's how I started to pick myself up. And here I am now. And they're really, really worthwhile because there's something to be gained from all of them in all different circumstances, from activism to finance to
news.
Yeah, to news and to fashion, the Misonis. So
and I think
there's something there.
Also, what we love about the book too is that truly people get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah.
It's what you said.
In every single way.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the coolest girl on the block.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and it looks different. I mean, I think that was also for us to, to include this array of experiences, whether it's your contract not being renewed, whether you're an agent and a client fires you, but not the agency that you work for, or the Misonis who took investors who pushed them out. I mean, it's like everything looked, every story was really nuanced and really different. I mean, when we talked to several actors, like, those were the ones where you're like, your heart just breaks because there is no like 35 people on the Zoom with you.
Yeah.
Like, they're firing you.
So we were saying to you the other day when we was an actor friend and you said, they're firing you. And they went, okay, thanks.
Yeah. We're going to ask you a couple questions.
I'm hydrating.
And you can answer with the first thing that comes to mind. No overthinking, just your gut. What was your first big fashion splurge, and do you still love it?
I'm going to start weeping. It was a Miu Miu maroon mesh handbag, patent also, had a lot going on. But it always does, doesn't it? And I loved it. This was like 1997 and it was stolen from me in a pub in Sydney and I was devastated.
Oh,
So I would still love it if I had it.
What about you?
Chanel bag.
all right. I'm going to ask this question because we share beauty product love. Your favorite beauty product that makes you feel instantly pulled together?
Mascara.
Mm-hmm.
Eyebrow pencil. I got to make this up, guys.
You're
You don't
so
want to see. You
blind.
don't want to see what's under here. I'm so naturally blonde. Thank you, Molly. Yes, I am.
Most memorable or mortifying on-the-job moment?
When I worked at Harper's Bazaar, I was going to interview Karl Lagerfeld for this little video show I had, and I was terrified because he was not like some parts of the fashion industry, not dumb. And I remember I was in Paris and I was in the back of the car and I was like, and the driver was like, Ms. Brown, are you in stress? And I was like, yes, I'm in stress. And I went to meet Carl and immediately we got sized each other up and it was just like, it was on. It was, I don't know if it was German, Aussie thing or whatever it was. And it was like, bang, 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 bang. Do you want to come to my bathroom and see my hair powder? Like it was, and now I'm like, I look ridiculous on it because I'm so like,
But that was an incredible interview. I don't know how I saw it, but I did see it.
And I just
he
was
didn't
like,
interview very much at that time.
no, I mean, you'd scaled Everest, you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, I've got this. And so we became very friendly after that. And it was a really precious moment in retrospect.
Well, continuing on the Carl thread.
We're just going to Carl it up. Yeah.
I did the first ever interview with Choupette the cat.
That's right.
No, you did not.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Remember
That's
Choupette?
amazing.
She's so literate.
That's how talented I am. No, he filled out, we did this ridiculous Q&A and he
was obsessed
He
with
was
Choupette.
the voice of Choupette. So I was interviewing Carl, but
Amazing.
he was channeling. He was he really thought he was the medium of Choupette's answers. So we had a lot of fun with that.
The item in your closet you'll never part with.
Oh God, I'm so predictable. Chanel jacket. I don't know. I'm
God, I have one that he gave me once and it's unbelievable. It's like the Taj Mahal. It's just it's got all these pearls hanging off it. I think you've seen it once. It's burgundy and it's got it's just shoved into my too small closet in my New York apartment next to my
gotta get this out.
Valentino wedding
Something
dress.
we need to wear on the book tour.
Who's your
Hi girls, get fired and just wear this Chanel jacket.
Who's your ultimate style icon? Go.
Sophia Coppola.
Hang on, I had one there that I forgot what mine was.
I feel like you're going to see Jane Birkin, someone jeans, someone denim-y.
Someone denim-y.
Yeah, I would say probably I wish I was her. I would never. I can't dress like her, but I love Tilda Swinton because she's just like a knife.
Yeah.
She's just sharpest.
Wears it so
wow. And Blanche, Blanchett,
love.
Blanche kills.
Yeah, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite designer right now?
Yeah, I mean, I wear a lot of Totem. I wear Saint Laurent. I wear Chanel. A little bit of Prada.
I love Dries Van Noten, but I'm a big fan of Daniela Kohlmeyer, New York designer, who I met when myself and Iman judged on a fashion reality show about 14 years ago. And she started her own business herself, no backers, nothing. And was just last week nominated for Designer of the Year at the CFDA.
Oh, I didn't
With the
realize
most
that.
banger
Her stuff is
I got to
beautiful.
add the row.
The most
the row.
banger sharp suits. She's so good.
See, I don't know.
A New
her.
York girl.
She's great.
Kalmar, yeah, she's got beautiful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's cool.
Desert Island beauty product.
Probably Vintners.
The Tata Harper cleanser that smells real good.
Yeah.
Oh, I
What's
love
it called
that one.
again?
The regenerated
green
one.
Yeah, I'm regenerated every time.
What's your favorite fragrance?
Mama Juju by Vareo.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to any woman going through her own reinvention?
Yeah, I mean, give it time, own it, speak up, tell people that you're going through it. I think that has helped us enormously, just being honest.
Yeah.
I think what we're kind of alluding to before, it's people weren't honest because they were so shamed. They were so, oh my God, I'm the only, it's happening to me. And I think that is the difference. I think that's what you guys with this book will make a difference because you're like, fuck it.
Change
I got
the
fired.
narrative.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Change it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's reinvent. But at the same time, It sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't suck forever.
It
and
takes time.
And then it will be glorious. We
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
There's not one woman who we've heard from. We've heard from a whole bunch who's come through this. You know, of course women are closer to it. They're like,
Totally.
There's not one who hasn't said, yep.
I mean, listen,
I worked it out.
myself. It was the best thing that
Yeah.
ever happened to me. It felt like the worst, but it was the best.
We
Now, that's what I
always
need.
ask every guest before they go, if you could give advice to your 10-year-old self, what would it be? Let's start with you, Laura.
Calm down. Also to my 45-year-old self and my Calm down. 50-year-old self. No, calm down.
Oh, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It all works out in the end.
And it does.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Mm.
You guys are amazing.
On the highway. On the highway
Okay,
of life,
listen,
babies.
all the cool girls get fired. How to let go of being let go and come back on top. Laura Brown and Kristina O'Neill. You guys are amazing.
Love you.
Make sure and
you.
follow on
Thank you.
Instagram the book, All the Cool Girls Get Fired, and at Laura Brown 99 and at Kristina_O'Neill, ONEILL. You guys, your style, your fashion, your humor,
The ultimate cool girls.
but you are the ultimate cool girls.
We've been
and
up
you
for
are the
20
cool-
hours, but thank you so much.
And you look great.
And you look great. And we're
well,
so
thanks for the
happy
lighting.
because
Thanks for blasting our
Our
faces off.
listeners-
Whatever you've done.
are so excited for you. They really wanted
Thank
this
you.
episode. And
Oh,
we were so happy to be able to sit down with you. They were on a complete book tour.
I may have accosted Laura at the party and I'm like, you need to be on the
By the way,
podcast.
Sims, no, I saw you in the comments.
Yes.
Like when we announced, and I did send it to our publisher because you were like, we need you on Lipstick. And I was like, there's a one that gets what she wants.
You know, I've known you forever. I haven't gotten the privilege of knowing you over the years as much, but I was like, and I remember the story and I remember being like, how the fuck did they fire Laura Brown and Kristina O'Neill? Right? Like just something that, you know, and then to turn this into what it is and to be so, I think, listen, again, I'm not saying you didn't go, we talk about going deep dark, but just to come out of it and give women and men and, you know, even your college kids, this is a great book.
Thank you.
I think we live in a society where failure feel like we protect our kids. And I was having this conversation literally the other day. We try to protect our kids from any hurt. They God forbid they hear the word no. Like there is a generation of that out there right now. And I think
Feedback.
it's
Right.
like, this is actually a wonderful tool to give. I have 3 girls. I'm going to give it to them when the time comes.
We've had a ton of moms and daughters.
Yeah, I think it's so important.
Mhm.
Like they need to understand that they're going to get rejected, whether
You're
it's by
going
a
to
job
make
or a boy
mistakes.
or a
Yeah.
girl or a friend or whomever.
You're
And
gonna
things
get your
aren't going to
first
work out.
Yeah.
You're
And
gonna
it's
get your first
okay.
little slap. It's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
And that's why speaking to these women who are in the book, we don't have that many role models that are publicly out there
Yeah.
being like, hey, I got fired. I've been through it. It sucked, but I came out, you know, better, stronger, smarter, working harder, all those things. And so I think that's also like, there's so many lessons in the fact that an Oprah had a setback like this and look at what she did with it.
Look at what she did with it. And I think also sometimes we don't even know, like, maybe you would have never left. Imagine you'd
Well,
been there
that's the
for
scary part,
That's the
right?
scary
Yeah.
part. Like sometimes you're like, oh my God, I would have been.
Sometimes you have to
fucking
be
doing the
shocked
same
into a
thing.
new life.
Shocked into a new
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
a new position, and just a new way of, like you were saying, like,
Yeah.
you've now gotten to speak to how many amazing women and see their journey. I'm like, okay, I could do that. Or
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
okay.
Girls, LinkedIn's on fire right now. Should sit. I feel the messages dropping. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank
you
We
for getting
appreciate
up so
it.
early.
We guys
For not sleeping.
Yeah, for not sleeping.
We don't
and
need
showing
it.
up.
Yeah.
We're too cool for sleep.
Yeah. Cool girls
She
don't
says,
sleep.
Cool
slowly
girls don't
weeping.
sleep. But thank
you
you
so much.
And we will see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims and my ride or die, Emese Gormley. We are so excited to bring you guys along on this journey with us. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Lipstick on the Rim and at Molly B. Sims. Or you can go to my blog where you can dive just a little bit deeper into my favorite products, trends, and more at mollysims.substack.com. And don't forget to check out our video episodes on my YouTube channel, Molly Sims. This podcast is a production with Sony Music. I wanted to give a special thanks to my team, Rosie Cummings, Kenna Ryan, Safin Kevorkian, and everyone at Sony Music. Don't forget to listen and follow wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss out on the fun.